Whether you love or hate Apple, there is no denying that the company has a tremendous influence over the smartphone market. Prime examples include the removal of the beloved headphone jack and the rise of the notched display, while the hugely popular AirPods have been shamelessly copied by established brands more than once. A few days ago, a piece of information about Apple's 2021 iPhones describing another trend that Apple might be about to kickstart. The report, coming from a reliable source, said that Apple is planning to remove the Lightning port from its most expensive iPhone model for that year. The plan is to introduce an iPhone delivering a completely wireless experience. This isn't the first time we hear of a portless phone. A few Chinese manufacturers have even shown prototypes, but none has made it to the market just yet. But why would Apple kill the Lightning port? We're all familiar with Apple's pursuit of sleek design, but that wouldn't be the prime reason for the removal of the Lightning port. In its own words, Apple is a company that believes in a wireless future. Dropping the connector could be a part of that transition, meant to bring both the company's products and the industry as a whole into the next decade. On top of being in line with Apple's long-term philosophy, a completely wireless iPhone with no connector would be more durable. It should be easier to secure against water damage, while damaged ports and frayed charging cables could become a thing of the past. Additionally, removing the port would free up valuable space inside the phone for things like a bigger battery, additional cameras, or 5G antennas. But to move forward, Apple must offer something better for its users after it removes the Lightning port. This means improving on what the port does now: charging, data transfer, and connectivity with headphones and accessories. Headphones are easy. AirPods are already doing a great job at replacing traditional wired earbuds. Data transfer is taken care of partly with features like AirDrop, though Windows users might require some special attention from Apple if the cable is to disappear. But we know Apple is good with dongles, right? Wireless charging is also mostly solved apart from one problem. While your device is on a wireless charger, it's pretty much unusable. Will that change by 2021? It's possible if Apple has been secretly developing a technology that would allow not only wireless but also contactless charging. That seems like a long shot, however, perhaps we'll have to stick to charging overnight. While there might be no port to plug a cable into, that doesn't mean there couldn't be something else to serve the functions of the Lightning port. A solution similar to the magnetic connector the iPad Pro uses for its keyboard, or for charging of the Apple Pencil. This could work perfectly by combining the best of both worlds: the benefits of a portable design on one hand, and the functionality of a wired connection for those that really need it on the other. The truth is, for some applications you just cannot go wireless, at least not as soon as 2021. More importantly, those applications are mostly related to professional work: low latency, high bitrate audio connections, SD card readers, external hard drives, and all sorts of other Lightning port accessories. And Apple relies on professionals not so much for iPhone sales as it does for marketing. All those creators give the brand its hip and cool vibe. It can't risk pushing them away. No matter what the specific solution is, one thing is certain: Apple will cause a stir in the smartphone industry. As soon as the new iPhone with no ports goes on sale, R&D teams all over the world will examine it inside and out, hardware and software. Soon after, concepts for in-house alternatives will be created. But other companies will wait to see how well the new portless iPhone sells before they make a move. If people don't hate it, those other executives will have to make an important decision. That decision will put each brand in one of three camps. Camp number 1: Apple did it, we're doing it. Undoubtedly, there will be companies that will rush to mimic Apple without proper planning and R&D. Chances are their users will get something half-baked that creates more problems than it solves. Some of the larger manufacturers might dip their toes by releasing a portless phones as part of a less important line, just to test users' reactions. Camp number 2: we'll do it when we're ready. This is the intelligent way to go about this. Make sure you're not sacrificing functionality first, and then when you have a technology that's mature enough, implement it into your products. Sure, it's still technically following Apple, but at least it's done the right way. And camp number 3: we're not doing it. Some companies will straight up ignore what Apple did and keep doing whatever they had planned. Of course, with no ports eventually becoming the standard, they'll go for it as well, but at that point, it doesn't really count as following Apple. Hopefully, no matter what happens, we won't have to go through another set of ads from companies mocking Apple for their decision, only for those same companies to follow suit a few years later and discreetly remove the said ads from YouTube. I'm looking at you, Samsung and Google. Of course, that's assuming if Apple itself makes such a huge transition work, which is far from granted. So, do you think we'll see portless iPhones as soon as 2021? And are you ready for the wireless future? Tell us in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more of our videos, and I will see you next time.